guys, welcome back to our channel.
Today we'll be making brown butter toffee chocolate chip cookies.
Which are literally like by far my favorite cookie in the world. And I love cookies.
Me too.
These are phenomenal. So, to get started, we are going to brown our butter, which sounds a little scary, but it's actually very easy.
Yeah. Takes like 5 to 10 minutes. You just give it a swirl, and once you see brown bits, then you're good to go.
Yep. So this going in the pot. So we've browned our butter and had a little cry to Marjorie by Taylor Swift.
It's my first time hearing it, and it was very sad.
We also are doing half the recipe because I didn't realize I only have half a cup of brown sugar. And Kathleen literally just went to the store, so I really missed my opportunity to tell you.
Okay. I don't like making 48 cookies at once either, so it worked out for the best. So while Amelia was browning the butter, I went ahead and measured everything out. So here we have 1 cup of flour, half a teaspoon of baking soda, and then about half a teaspoon of salt. It calls for 3/4 of a teaspoon, so I just kind of eyeballed it.
Also, while our butter is cooling, we'll chop up our giant, our giant Heath bar and our semi-sweet chocolate chips.
Today was the first time I tried a Heath bar, and they're actually so good.
They are really good.
I feel like this would be good, like, instead of chocolate chip pancakes, they can use these instead.
That would be so good. Or have you done like banana pancakes where like the banana gets caramelized?
Oh, yes.
That would be so good with that.
That's so good.
So this is 49 grams.
Just pile it up.
Really good idea. I hate when they don't have a little tear.
Yeah.
I want to rip into it. Oh, we just watched the Mario movie 1.
Was it good?
Jake liked it a lot, like more than I did. I gave it like a 7.5.
That's still
I
not
thought
bad.
it was pretty good.
Yeah.
But okay, there's a situation in the theater that kind of took me out of it. I'll probably cut this out because it's gross.
Okay. Somebody throw up. Oh no.
This is 107 grams. We'll
give it.
All right, so we have our chopped up Heath. I'm just gonna add in for ease of adding it into the bowl. And then I lost some. I'm gonna give myself ants.
You know what I want to buy? A bench scraper.
I
don't have one. Oh, would you like me to get it?
I should maybe get it. Oh my gosh, it is really melting in my hand. It is one thing where like I used to always be like, oh, I'm not gonna pull out my bench scraper like just then. I was like, because I don't want to dirty. Look at how it's so stuck.
But I mean, that like just expedited the process immediately.
Yeah, you really just, and it's so easy to clean. It's like, you just gotta get over it and use it. It's so easy.
Can't get over your hand right now.
I know, it's crazy.
It melted quick. Ooh, I'm gonna check on the butter. It might be cold now.
Yeah.
So we just pulled our brown butter out of the freezer. It's nice and brown. So we're gonna put that in our stand mixer and mix in half a cup of brown sugar and half of a 1/3 cup of white sugar. And make sure you get all those yummy little brown bits. That's all the flavor.
As we know, we think that dough is better than the baked good every single time, and this is the best dough.
I haven't made this exact recipe, but I've made this cookie before, but never with Heath bars. I'm so excited.
Yeah, it's so good.
So go ahead and cream those together until they get light and fluffy. They might not get very light actually because we're using brown butter. We'll see.
Can you smell it? No.
So I did lie. It's not gonna get light or super fluffy just because the butter's already melted, but it should be well incorporated.
Yeah.
And then we're going to add our 1 egg and put it back on the mixer and beat that in too. Do you remember our last conversation?
Yeah.
I was like completely opposite. My whole, like, Amelia, I don't know what was happening to my brain. I never crack on the bowl. I don't know why I did that. Because like I went to go make eggs or something like a couple days after we like had that whole conversation, and I cracked on the counter, and I'm like, what was I thinking? Like I don't even know how I would have gotten so backwards because I don't crack it on the bowl. Like I don't know where that even came from.
Oh my gosh.
I was losing my mind.
That's funny. So it was the opposite. You cracked on the counter,
Yeah.
and you were worried that I would be like
Yes.
weirded that you cracked on the counter.
Yes.
And then I said, no, I always crack on the counter.
Yes. I seriously, like, Like going back and rewatching it, I'm like, I just like gaslit Amelia. Like, I don't understand how I could have gotten so mixed.
That's so funny.
Because I don't even crack it on the bowl. Like, I don't know what happened.
Yeah.
I just forgot how to like bake.
Yeah. No, you're not supposed to crack it on the side of the bowl.
You know, we had this conversation.
Did we?
Yeah, the first
apparently
time.
you haven't learned.
Well, I cracked it on the counter and you said, oh, you're a counter cracker or whatever. And I'm like, well, not usually, but I thought you'd judge me if I cracked it on the bowl.
Oh.
And then you were like, no, I crack it on the bowl too.
I don't crack it on the bowl. I crack it on the counter. I lied to you then.
You did.
Or I'm lying to you now.
I'll never know because I fully believed you and you were like, why are you cracking on the counter? Or maybe I might be remembering it wrong. But, okay, so at this point it will lighten up and get fluffy.
Yeah, look at that now.
Like so.
That looks so good.
It does look good.
I would just eat
I
this. I don't know what it is. Whenever I add the egg, I'm like, now I want to eat it.
Oh, it tastes better. I'm not gonna lie to you. Something about like, I think it just brings it all together and
Yeah.
the egg yolk is rich.
Our dry ingredients are gonna go in. Oh my god. Also, I just realized my stupid little water bottle's been in the shot. One final. How would you feel if I did that every time I drank water? You're like, would you still be my friend?
Yes.
Would you stage an intervention?
Maybe.
So here we are, and then we'll just fold in our chips and our toffee.
And this right here is the best your cookies are ever gonna taste.
Yeah.
And they're in dough form.
Vanilla. We didn't add vanilla.
1 teaspoon vanilla.
Give it a good stir.
Yeah.
Give it a fold.
We could just buy vanilla bean pods, and they are really expensive up front, but then you just make your own vanilla and you have like so much.
Seems like a lot of work.
Is it incorrect?
Oh, it's because you're supposed to chill it. But like, I would normally
Yeah.
suggest to chill this. Like I would even suggest to leave, like the longer you leave it in the fridge,
Yeah.
it's so good.
2 days is really the like peak flavor.
Yeah.
I mean, probably might be able to leave it longer, but like 2 days is.
Yeah, and you can also freeze it. And one time I made a big batch and I froze half of it for when Jake was coming up to Gainesville. And so it was in the freezer for like a week and it was
It
amazing.
tastes so good. I always, because
So
I hate
good.
to cook so many cookies at once, on the rare occasion that I do make cookie dough, I always like roll them all out and then freeze like 24 of them, and it's just like on the nights where you really want cookies but you don't want to like
Yeah.
bake them, you just like take a couple out and.
You wanna have a bite?
Yes. I couldn't imagine like making these and not taking like a full.
I would like,
I already put it in my mouth. Sorry.
if I wasn't being filmed, I would do it. I would do it.
I do a full cookie. Yeah. I always take that into account when I'm like, today I'm gonna eat 3 cookies. When I'm making them, like one of my cookies for the night is gonna be a full scoop of.
That's the only problem with cookie dough, is it doesn't fill you up like cookies do. So it's like I could eat 6 cookies worth of cookie dough, but only like 2 baked cookies.
And then 10 minutes later, your stomach hurts. Every time I make cookies, my stomach ends up hurting because I just can't control myself when it's. Comes
You
to
can
cookie
go
dough.
on for double dip if you want to.
As long as you don't mind.
I don't mind. I'm sure any germies will get baked off anyway.
So we let this chill for about 30 minutes, and now we are going to scoop them and bake them. I want us to form them in ping pong sized balls.
Good to know.
This looks ping pongy, right? A little bigger than. Oh, it looks ping pongy.
That's like a ping pong ball. I feel like it starts small and then they get bigger.
Me too. It's like I get impatient or something.
Yeah. All right, so they're going in 9 to 11 minutes. I made these cookies for a wedding.
That's fancy.
Yeah, but it did not go well. They like.
Do they spread?
They spread like crazy. I let them like get to room temperature. And then because I had it on here, I had like 8 and they all like slid into the middle. I also did like a test recipe where I did like graham crackers and marshmallows in one. And it didn't really work fully because the graham crackers just kind of, or the marshmallows I mean, like melted. So then there was just like a hole in the center of it. And then I was like, oh my God. And then I put it in that cake stand and I drove it there. And it was when I learned the hard way that cake stand, if you hit the brakes, it will fall. So it fell and like half of them fell on the floor.
Oh my.
It was horrible.
And this is why we're not recipe testers. So if you follow our recipe, which is half of the original recipe, it'll make about 12 cookies.
We're also drinking our green juice to combat our chocolate chip.
Yes.
Go to my TikTok if you wanna go to our TikTok.
I'm gonna promote Amelia. Her video is really cute, and this actually tastes so good. I don't like green juice, but this, delicious.
Yeah, so go watch the video on how to make that.
Now we're gonna eat the rest of the cookie dough. We'll see you in a minute. Our cookies are done. They turned out amazing.
They look so good. They went in for probably like, I think it was like 10 minutes. Do you like your cookies hot? She likes them cool. So we'll be back in a little bit to try them.
We can use the cooling rack.
Yeah! Kathleen brought a cooling rack.
I have been promising Amelia this cooling rack for like 2 months now.
Since like January.
3 months, 4 months now, but it's arrived. It's finally arrived.
Which obviously I have no room to complain. She's giving me a free cooling rack, so anytime it arrives is an exciting time. So they've cooled, and now we're gonna give them a try. Ooh, chewy, chewy. Look at that. You ready? Dink.
Oh my god. I love that the toffee stayed crunchy.
And the edges are so crunchy, and then it's so chewy. That's my thing. I hate cakey cookies.
Oh, me too.
They're like a chewy, crunchy cookie.
Actually, I don't mind cakey cookies. I don't like fully crunchy cookies at all. Like,
oh, really?
Like Chips Ahoy, the
I
crunchy
love
kind.
those. I hate the chewy versions. They're so good.
Wow.
You like cannot overstate how much you need to go make these. They're so good.
It's like the perfect balance of sweet too. Like it's like rich, but it's not the rich where you have to like chug water while you're eating it. It's just like
it would be good to dip with a little milk though.
I'm a big cookie and milk.
We might have milk. Should we get a little milk?
Let's try it.
Okay. Pink. Very good. Well, we're gonna finish these, and maybe the rest of them. You guys need to go make it.
Thank you guys for watching, and we'll see you in the next one.
Bye. So we got there, and then like 15 minutes into the movie, there's like two little girls who were probably like 4 and 5, and their mom came in, and they're making a lot of noise. And I was like, damn, we should have gone to this children's movie at like 9.
Yeah.
Because we went at 7, so it's like kids are here.
Those kids in public.
Nasty. Lock your kids out. Yeah, so I was like, oh my god, they're being like kind of loud, and I was a little frustrated because they were right next to us. And then they were like leaving, and the mom is like, and like vomits through her hand.
It was the mom,
It was
not
the
even the
mom. And so, and it was like in front, like here are the seats, and then there's the aisle. It was like on the aisle, and she was like, and did it like 3 times. And I was like, did she just throw up? Because I was just like, maybe she's stifling a laugh. I was hoping she was stifling
Was she
a laugh.
sitting when it happened, or was she getting up to leave?
She was leaving. She was like going to the bathroom, and then on her way.
Did she bring her kids with her?
Yeah.
I was gonna say, like, as a grown adult, like you know the feeling.
Yeah.
You most of the times you know when it's gonna happen. Maybe she
Yeah.
couldn't like, get her kids up quick enough.
Yeah. And I mean, you have to run like pretty far.
Yeah.
Yeah.
That would really throw me off.
I know. So then I was like, oh my gosh. So that happened. And then when we were leaving and then so I was like, are they gonna like come in and like stop the movie and like clean it up? Nobody came in.
Nobody came to clean it? She didn't tell anybody?
I don't know if she told anyone. She also came back. And then left and then came back and then left again. So I was like,
maybe it was like,
I don't know how much you want to see Mario movie, but if you've thrown up, I think you should take the L and leave.
Go home, yeah.
And as we were leaving, I like looked, and sure enough, there it was. I was like 20 minutes later, I was sitting there watching, and then I literally almost fainted.
What?
I just started getting like a fainting feeling, and I was like, whoa. So that happened.
Was it after the puke?
Yeah,
you're not like.
I'm not like gross. I mean, I don't love puke.
Yeah, it's not like, some people like, will puke on site.
Yeah,
if they
it's not
see
like
it, they're
that.
immediately like.
Yeah, it's not like that. Like I'm like, ew.
It's not like the end of the world for you.
Yeah. So it definitely wasn't that. So those two things kind of took me out of the movie a little bit.
My gross story.
Yeah, what's your gross story?
So growing up, you know how like nowadays like all the crunchy moms are like red 40 is like the worst thing you ever. So
crunchy moms, that's me and Jake.
that is
we also say.
Yes, that's my mom. I mean, I think our moms are very similar in like diet food ideas. Probably from the time they grew up, it's like the same. But
yeah,
Nick as a kid was like extremely allergic to red dye 40, and my grandma took Nick. I don't think I was there. I might have been there. I don't know. It was a long time ago. She took him to the movies, and my mom said, whatever you do, don't let him get the red high C. He loves it, but he gets sick. My grandma thought my mom was just being mean, because my mom was like, no sugar for the kids, like no
Yeah.
treats. So my grandma was like, Nick was like, can I get red high C? My grandma was like,
Why
yeah.
would he still want it if he
He
gets sick all
loved
the
it.
time?
He had never gotten this sick before. So my grandma probably got him like the largest size. She's like, yeah, of course. I'm not the mean mom. Like, okay, do whatever you want. And he like,
Was it? Do you say it was at the movies?
yes, he like projectile vomited on my grandma, on himself, everywhere. My grandma like took him and left, and then had to go home and say, I got him the high C, and I'm covered in vomit now because I didn't listen. Like, she thought that my mom was just being mean, but
Yeah.
like, Nick was like definitely allergic to it.
Oh my god. Is he not anymore?
No, I don't think so.
Wow.
It was just as a kid, not deathly, but I mean, he would like
I mean,
like vomit to the
bad,
extreme level.
Bad allergic. He won't die, but it will leave his body.
Yeah.